any good acting has behavior with it.
Nate, why? Why such bitterness? What have I done to you? Get out! You're no nephew of mine. As far as I'm concerned, you're as dead as that wretch Cermak.
You have to embellish the words with a certain amount of gravity. Because we're talking about things that are really important here that are kind of secret. There's a natural kind of darkness when you talk about noir. You know, it's great. I love it.
Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. It's your Pharaoh Physical Media Laser Bob here back in the day, yo. Welcome to Let's Get Physical Media. This is episode number, 229 or something? Season 6, we're deep in. Look at this shirt I'm sporting from Major Chai Chai, 1969 Moon Tour. Whoever thought to combine the Rolling Stones with NASA? I don't know, genius. But you know what? Genius only gets you so far. You know what you need in life? A German. You need a German, and if you've seen some German statespeople speak this week, they have a lot of great things to say, very pro-Israeli things to say, which I love to hear. But I'm not going to get political on this show. No, why would I do that when I have somebody else who can do it for me, all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland? You know him, you love him. He's your favorite Jerry. He is DIETER Bastian.
Well, Rob, I'm glad that we are here again, and I'm saying greetings, imagination connoisseurs. DIETER here. Here I am, Rocky Like American, and welcome to the B&B Motel for Let's Get Physical Media, where we talk entertainment in general, and of course, physical media, what we did get this week. And Rob, the strange thing has happened. There's a new movie out called Psycho Killer, which sits pretty comfortable at the 0% at the moment on Rotten Tomatoes, which is not all. It's pretty strange at 0%, but there are only 25 critic reviews out, so perhaps it will get a little bit of an uptick there. But my question is, Rob, where did it end on the box office, considering the not so favorable reviews? And I think you didn't have a chance to do the double feature that you always do.
No, I was going to do it. We're doing the double feature. Yeah, we're moving it to Wednesday.
Which were the two movies that you would actually have seen?
We were going to see we were going to see Psycho Killer, and I want to say Midterm Break or something. It's a movie I never heard of, but Alvaro went and said it was great. Here's the thing about Psycho Killer that is sort of unfortunate. Psycho Killer was written by Andy Kevin Walker, who wrote 7 and 8mm and Sleepy Hollow, and terrific screenwriter. His longtime agent / manager / producer, Gavin Polone, had wanted to direct this movie forever. And he did. He'd never directed anything else before. And so it didn't go well. And I think
it's a production from 3 years ago.
Yes, and it was produced by New Regency. It was not produced by 20th Century Studios. They only released it, which I think is an important distinction. New Regency has a long-time distribution agreement, which goes way, way, way back. And it was really hard. They went back and forth. Gavin Polone, as a director, was rather intractable when it came to trying to fix the movie. Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes some people shouldn't be directing movies.
Together.
Yeah, it doesn't come together. But let's talk about the U.S. box office. Right now, by the way, the BAFTAs are happening right now, and Ryan Coogler won for Best Original Screenplay. So congratulations.
Whoa, okay.
And I think the actress from Sinners won Best Supporting Actress. I'm not sure, though. I've checked that out. But Ryan Coogler won. Anthony D'Alessandro has some box office numbers for us. The post-President's Day weekend in the U.S. and Canada wasn't that slow. All the films together grossed over $79 million, up 2%
Okay.
from a year ago. Sony Pictures Animation's GOAT started the weekend in a too close to call situation with Warner Brothers' Wuthering Heights at the domestic box office, and now the horned animal has a 3.2 million lead over the R-rated naughty period movie with a number one of $17 million in its second session. Wuthering Heights saw a second frame of 14.2 million in the U.S. and Canada, and not bad, with a running domestic total of $60 million. I would say that this is another triumph for Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca over at Warner Brothers, hiring director-driven material like Emerald Fennell's Wuthering Heights. Why no? I mean, look, Charlie XCX, I liked her movie The Moment. She had a lot of music in this, but how can you not put Kate Bush in Wuthering Heights? I get it. I get it. What are you going to do? So let's talk about where we're at the box office. So GOAT is now at 58.3 million in week 2. Wuthering Heights is up to 60 million. I can only imagine 2 from Lionsgate is at 8 million.
Okay.
Crime 101 in its second weekend has made 24.7 million. That's Amazon. Send Help.
Yeah.
That also is from 20th Century Studios, killing it. 55.5 million from Mr. Sam Raimi. How to Make a Killing, Glenn Powell's new film coming from A24, made 3.56 million. The IMAX Elvis Presley in Concert movie from Neon, Baz Luhrmann's movie, Epic Elvis Presley in Concert, made 3.25 million. Solo Mio from Angel Studios is up to 21.7 million. Zootopia 2 added 2.3 million to its box office total. That's also from Disney.
Insane.
For a total of 423.9 million. And number 10 is Avatar Fire and Ash, which made another 1.8 million, and its domestic cume is 399.4 million. So Disney, between these two movies, is closing in on, almost to $1 billion, really, just those two movies.
Yeah.
And Psycho Killer, at number 11, made 1.6 million.
At the top 10, okay.
1.6 million. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Sorry
Yeah.
about that, Psycho Killer. I was really looking forward to it. Easy come, easy go. It's never easy to make a movie, and I feel bad for that one. What are you going to do?
Yeah. But Send Help is hanging in there. Still in the top 10.
Hanging in there, and rightfully so. Send Help is a lovely, wonderful film.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Awesome to hear. So, Rob, the stuff that I have seen digitally this week, because there were a lot of good stuff came out this week that I was catching up on. Finally, I was waiting for all episodes to drop so I can binge it, because everyone is talking about Starfleet Academy, but actually there's almost zero buzz about Fallout, the second season, which I thoroughly enjoyed again, just like the first one, and I will definitely purchase the physical media of Fallout again. Had a great time, production-wise, no complaints, effects great, but I don't know the games, Rob. So I know of them, but never played actually a Fallout game. So if there's some troubling with the lore, for me, does not affect my viewing of Fallout.
Sure.
I had a great time with the second season. Will definitely purchase it. Then in April, it will start coming here to the theaters, but luckily it got finally released digitally, Rob. I saw finally the whole bloody affair, Kill Bill. And for the people who know the Japanese versions already, so the only really new thing in it is the extended anime sequence.
Right.
That's the only thing that is gotten a longer add-on to it. All the other stuff, for people who know already the Japanese version, know it already, but finally in HD, in 4K, in color. So really looking forward to having it on discs. But considering new stuff, there is not really much in it, because the movie was already, for me, one of the best of Quentin. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it is a little bit shorter here because the intermission is, of course, reduced to 2 minutes, not 15 minutes like in the theaters. So you have an intermission at the same point where Volume 1 and Volume 2 back in the day had a break. So there's a little bit intermission. The runtime is 253 minutes, but there's almost, I believe, 15 minutes of credits for Kill Bill. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, but only the anime sequence is new. Rob, since I'm almost at the age that you are, always trying to catch up to you, over all those years watching movies, it had changed a little bit. That somehow, if you hear, oh, a director is doing a new movie, back in the day it was all about the movie stars, the actors. But now, these days, when you hear a director, you say, okay, I will watch this new movie, no matter what it is. And if Park Chan-wook is, of course, mentioned, I had to watch, finally, No Other Choice. You see if I get the other picture here, which some said got snubbed by the Academy Awards. And I totally can see it, at least at the international movies. It should perhaps be in the fold, but I haven't seen the other international movies, so I can say anything about that. And once again, Rob, as Park Chan-wook delivered again a pretty, I would say, very Korean-like movie, considering the stuff that's in there. I don't know, have you seen it already, Rob?
I have not seen it, but I want to buy it when it comes out.
Yeah, certainly. So I don't want to give anything away, but you know what it's about, Rob, considering the synopsis?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah. So for me, totally great. It has that dark humor, a little bit of a slapstick moment here and there. And the ending scene, Rob, was for me, considering my job, the stuff that I do, really horrifying, actually. It has nothing to do with violence or supernatural stuff or ghosts or anything, but it was really, for me, a horrific scene, which we will get to at one point, perhaps. So really, really nice one from Park Chan-wook again. No Other Choice was great. Then I was a little bit late to the party here on the series again, but the buzz was always starting getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was actually not aware that it's tied to Game of Thrones, but I finally caught up with The Night of Seven Kingdoms. Can't wait for the last episode to drop. And what a pleasant surprise, Rob. What a pleasant surprise.
Great show.
Considering it's more focused on those two. It's like you would perhaps say would drop the blue collar people of King's Landing. So we are not at the high society level. We are at ground zero with these two. Really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's only 30 minutes to 40 minutes an episode, so I could easily Friday binge the whole 5 episodes and thoroughly enjoyed it. Especially what I liked, Rob, in the first, when the Game of Thrones theme came up and then something happened, and I thought, okay, this was funny, and then they redeemed it later when one of the big shots helped him out, and he said, I will fight on your side, and then the theme came up again, and I was thinking, they redeemed what they did at the beginning.
Yes.
And then the last one, Rob, finally, I heard good things about it. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the theater because the screening times for the original version were always late at night, so I didn't make it to the theater, but I finally saw it. The Bone Temple, Rob. The continuation of 28 years later. And I was already in the camp who loved 28 years later, so for me, this was an easy going into it. And Rob, we need to say it. Wasn't that the most perfect needle drop ever for a movie?
Ever.
Because I heard, for me, it actually was a spoiler that Mark Hermit and others told about a song that will be in the movie. And I thought, okay. At first, I was thinking, Rob, oh no, not the big hit single again. Couldn't we do more, more fan favorite from the B sides or something like that. But it was the only track that would be working for the scene, and it had a specific reason to use that song in the scene. The only thing that I would have done differently, Rob, when Ralph Fiennes, the doctor, is going through the albums, I would not have shown the album. That was a little bit for me. I would have just flipping through that, and I would say, "Oh, I can work with that," so that you wouldn't perhaps known ahead of time what song would be playing. That is the only thing. But for me, great sequel to the other one. It certainly earned its 18 rating on the BBFC. For me, it was easy going because I already loved the first one. So the question is, Rob, do you know anything? Will we get a third one, considering the movie flopped at the box office? Because many didn't love the first one. Do you know anything?
I don't know. And
Okay.
it really pains me because
Yeah.
by far it's my favorite movie of the year.
Totally. I can totally see
that.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
Nia DaCosta knocked it out of the park. And a lot of credit goes to Alex Garland for writing that script. And I really feel like Kill Bill, 28 years later and The Bone Temple are really one movie.
Correct.
I mean, even though with two different directors, I mean, I think we need a supercut. They need to release it as one. I would call it 28 years later, The Whole Bloody Affair. I mean, why not? Or The Year of Hell or something, because I mean, you really it's really one movie. And it wouldn't surprise me to find out that it was written as one movie. And that they did something when it came to financing and broke it in half because it felt, it literally picks up at the moment, at one ends and the other one. And I think that, by the way, it's 28 years later is beautifully. The Bone Temple is Nia DaCosta did a great job directing it. And it's interesting because I was a little dubious. I finally caught up with Hedda, which I really liked. But her Candyman film was interesting. I didn't love it. And Marvel's, I'm sure it frustrated her to no end. But when you watch her being interviewed and like when she was in the Criterion Closet, she is an imagination connoisseur par excellence. I mean, she's the real deal. And I would love to see her go back and make like an indie horror movie that she wrote or something. Because she's a really smart woman and she really knows her cinema and she grew up in the business. She's worked every aspect of it, and I wish her all the success. And after seeing Bone Temple, it just bothered me that it wasn't a huge hit because it's what a satisfying experience in the movie theater.
But I think, Rob, a lot of people will go back to it when it comes to Netflix. You can watch it then there. So it will perhaps get its due a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Later on.
For sure.
When it will get released. But this was the stuff, Rob, that I have seen. I have not started The Beauty, Rob. I'm still holding on for 4 more episodes.
You know what? That show, I have stopped trying to anticipate what the show is, what is going to happen, because it's going off on these delightful tangents, and this show is. I'll tell you, this show is it's trash, but it is great trash. It is great.
That's all I want
trash.
to hear.
I got to go back, and I don't know if it's based on a comic book, and I don't know if the comic has been collected into. I love it so much. I love it so much, and I watch it with my mouth open, just like I can't wait.
And that's
till
really
it
happening.
Pops up on my feed. I mean, I don't know if people are going to really appreciate it, but it's great. It's great.
Yeah. Awesome. Can't wait. So this was the stuff that I've seen, Rob. If you want, we can go into physical media.
Why not? Let's
In
do
our
it.
main topic. Even if I don't have much, I hopefully have good stuff. First one, which I watched this afternoon before I put my lights up, a movie from Argentina, Rob. It's called 1978. It plays during the football WM, soccer WM, 1978, when Argentina went on to become the World Cup, the world master in soccer. But what I didn't know is the political backdrop back then,
Sure.
torturing stuff. And so this was a little bit new for me. I would compare it the most, Rob, a little bit like Bastian. You have those, I would say, torturers or from the military side of things. They are torturing people, and then they capture some people that are, well, perhaps they shouldn't have. So really nice one. Not the biggest draw, because there's a little bit of not a focus on a specific protagonist, so you don't know, okay, who should I follow here? But it's a really nice one, and it's done by two brothers, where I have seen, actually, when I went to the IMDb, I've seen, I think, two of their other movies. The one is called What the Waters Left Behind, or What the Waters Left, I believe, and the other one is Francesca. So there are two brothers here at work. Not a bad movie, 1978. A little bit like Baskin. Then on the direct-to-video front, this features two of my favorite, considering direct-to-video. So hopefully it's good. Olga Kurylenko and Frank Grillo in Misdirection. But it's a cat in the bag. Not seen it yet. Hopefully at least decent. Then just to complete, Rob showed it already. Even if he says there are some technical stuff with the title, I still don't know what. And then the speak from Kino Lorber, the 4K and the Blu-ray. Nothing new here. Already showed it. Then Cat in the Backdrop, a Japanese movie which looks a little bit on the trashier side. It's called, oh, sorry. All right, so it's called Holy Mother. So
Wow.
a little bit of
Who put that out?
spot. This is a German company, Rob, called it's called 777 edition. I have more from them. This is one of their newer movies, so it's always limited to 777. I don't know if it's visible. So this is you always get a different cover variation here. And then inside, we always have to put your beer on. And we have a DVD and a Blu-ray. This is not a 4K. So this is a little bit of the backdrop, but it's totally blind buy. And we get the poster. This poster is a little bit different too. Holy mama. Cat in the backdrop. Don't know what to expect of it, but we'll see when I get to it. So Holy Mother, this one. Then we get to the three big ones, because I don't know if we talked about it on the show or if I told you after the show, where I get my 7 minutes in heaven with Rob, that I ordered something from
Don't
Japan.
talk about that. They're not supposed to know about that. Your 7 minutes in heaven with me is different than everyone else's 7 minutes in heaven.
Or from Korea. And the first one I already own, and even if the sequel is not my favorite cup of tea, considering I totally love the first one, I always like to own sometimes the movie from their origin country. So this is the follow-up to The Witch. It's The Witch Returns, which looks a little bit more artful than the movie actually is. So we get nice cover artwork here. And they always contain, I love those those nice little cards in that extra folder. And I'm still waiting because the movies are set up for a trilogy, but I don't know how the second one did, if we will get actually a trilogy. I have to look up on that front. I can just open it up because I have not seen it yet. What we have here, actually. So this is a little bit of a folder too here. It's nice, and we have some cards for the characters. Not only that, we have some classified information on the back about them. So this is the sequel, The Witch Returns, which took actually a pretty long time until it got a release in Korea. That's always strange to me, Rob, that the Korean movies often get earlier releases internationally before they get actually a release in their own home country. So this came out just now. So The Witch Returns. And then the big one, Rob, I was watching a review about the movie last year because I think some people got a screener for it because it played on some festivals. I always was on the lookout for the movie, but it didn't appear on digital. And I thought, okay, what is up with this movie? And then I saw it. Hey, it will get released in Japan. And strangely enough, Rob, with English subtitles, because normally often Japanese titles don't come with English subtitles. And I thought, okay, click, even if we know Japanese stuff is not really cheap. I don't know if you heard about this movie, Rob. It's based on a video game that I personally don't know. It's called Exit 8.
Oh, dude, I've seen the trailer for that. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it this week.
I'm
and
dying to see it.
Yeah. And Neon is distributing it in the States, Rob, in April for a theatrical release. In April, it will come out in the States, but in Japan, Rob, it's already out. So we get a slip here back in the day. And
well, is it
so
subtitled in English?
Rob. Yeah, correct, Rob. It has subtitles in English.
Oh, I want to get that. Click. Oh, I got to get it.
So you know the synopsis, Rob?
Yes.
Of the movie. Yeah. There's a guy leaving the subway tunnels and the underway passage. He wants to try to get out. And he gets to a sign who says 0.
Right.
And an arrow pointing that way. And he needs to, reach exit 8. And he finds a poster with with the rules of actually the game. If you are detecting an anomaly, you have to turn back. If you don't, anything has changed, everything is where it should supposed to be, you go on. And it's only two aisles. You have one aisle with some posters, doors, and around the corner there are some lockers. And if you detect an anomaly which is different than it used to be, you turn back. If not, going forward. So pretty simple concept, and I totally had a great time with it. So now let's look at the Japanese version of the movie, which is not in 4K, Rob. It's just a Blu-ray and a DVD. So let me just see if I don't know if I have put anything in here. Look at the great disc, Rob. So we have the Blu-ray and the DVD for it. So this is the back. And there are, of course, a lot of one takes in the movie, or at least they appear to be done in one takes. And the movie is only 90 minutes. So really just from the concept here, totally awesome. And then we have a booklet here, and I have to be careful, I put some stuff in it, or the extras that they put with it. So let me just see. I don't think I can show it without anything really spoilery here. And I think it played on festivals last year. This is what I mean. He's trying to get to exit 8.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a mistake, you have to go back to 0 here. And actually here are the rules, and the rules are always Japanese and actually in English too. So even if the movie was subtitled, Rob, even if you wouldn't have any subtitles, I think you actually would understand it. Nice creepy guy. So there's actually no text here in the booklet. Just exit 8. And I've never played the game. And then we come here. I have some exit 8 stickers. Then let me just see if I can. This is not to open this. Is it? Wait, if I should be allowing me to open it here. At least it looks that way. Oh, it's the other side. The other side. Don't know if it's just this one. This is a fold out, it looks like. Okay. Oh, there's just where you can put stuff in here. And then we have this is just a card of exit 8. So good on Europe that you have seen the trailer. I can recommend to you exit 8. Totally easy concept, but genius idea. Easy to follow. And I always was thinking, okay, if he gets around the corner, what kind of shield will I see? Will he get to the next number, or will he have to return back and there would be a 0? And I was always on the right side, always. So really nice one. Exit 8. It is out in Japan already and will come in April to the States. This was my haul, Rob. No, wait, I forgot one. Totally forgot one. I actually wanted to watch that movie this afternoon, but I always have to look how many minutes do I have before I have to put the show up. So I had to watch 1978, which is just 72 minutes. I couldn't watch a 2-hour movie, but I'm really looking forward to it because I told you after seeing Begonia, where I asked myself, why don't I remember the original one? I have no idea because I don't think I would forget Begonia. So I'm really looking forward. And the lucky thing was that I couldn't play the DVD anymore because I don't have my multi-region free player hooked up to my system. So I couldn't watch the Asian DVD again. And then Arrow came out. Hold our beer. We'll get to you the 4K. So I got finally the 4K from Arrow for Save the Green Planet. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the original again. Just to know how it differs from Begonia. This was actually the cover, a reversal, the cover artwork for the DVD. This was the same cover for the DVD. And I was surprised, Rob. It's an 18 certificate that the movie has. Then we have those booklet for it. And I think it was from 2003, around that time. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the original again. Why I can't remember it. And then the poster for the new cover artwork and the original Save the Green Planet from Arrow. Awesome that they put that out in 4K, so I don't have to watch the DVD. And even if you look up on the streaming services, Rob, I think you can't find an HD version of the movie at all. So this one is really, really great. So big win for physical media. This was my haul.
Nice. I'll go full frame for mine.
Yeah.
Well, I did get another box from Warner Archive, which has some bangers in it. John Ford's Mogambo with Clark Gable, Ava Gardner, and Grace Kelly. This is actually a remake of Clark Gable's movie. I think it's called Red Dust, that he made in the 30s. But this is, again, I actually watched all these. This is a stunning transfer from Warner Archive. Beautiful, beautiful film. John Ford directing, obviously. Terrific stuff. Happy to have it. I mean, you know what? These Warner Archive discs, George Feltenstein and the folks over there do such a great job. And now, Dieter, I got to ask you about this one. Tarzan and His Mate. This is
Johnny Weissmuller.
Yeah, is it Weissmuller? It's not Wiesmuller? Weissmuller.
No,
Okay.
Weissmuller. Rob, it's the same, like, Riefenstahl, Dieter, and this is the other way around with Weissmuller.
Right. That's why I was going to. Okay.
Johnny
Because I
Weissmuller.
always said white. Yes. This is the second of the famous Tarzan movies. And again, full restoration. This is a great movie. This is generally considered to be. I mean, I saw these movies when I was a kid. I had not seen this movie in 40 years or something, or more. Probably more than that, 50 years. Yeah. I really enjoyed this. And again, it looks terrific. Marino Sullivan, obviously, Jane. I highly recommend this. It's generally considered to be the best. It says of the Tarzan movies. I'd have to go back and rewatch the others, but this is a great film from Warner Archive. Again, one of their terrific transfers. And then this is really interesting. This is one of the films that's considered to be one of the first film noir movies, which I had never seen before. Peter Lorre, Stranger, Max could speak to this, On the Third Floor with John McGuire, Charles Waldron, and Margaret Tallaché. Really enjoyed this. There's a really interesting dream sequence in this movie that, again, I'd never seen before. Didn't know anything about it. There's some good special features on here. Again, these Warner Archive discs are incredible. This is a great triptych of movies to watch. And because they keep putting out these animated films or these animated shows, loop-de-loop, the entire Hanna-Barbera library is being remastered by Warner Archive, which I think is great. I like the fact these are not discs that I would necessarily have bought, but I do love owning them. And then, I bought some things at the Arrow sale, and I showed Under Siege and I showed Wild Style. Yeah. This week, I got this. This movie's insane. If you have not seen,
told me about it. I'm still unsure about that one.
If you have not seen The Visitor, I had this. I had a one sheet for this movie I got from Walter and William Olson, and I like the eyeball, and I had this hanging in my bedroom when I was in high school. I had never seen this movie, and then I finally got to see this movie. Now I own this on Blu-ray. This movie is insane. As somebody put it, and it says it on the back. I got to read this to you. You may think you've seen it all, but nothing can prepare you for The Visitor, an excursion into the realms of cinematic insanity. The creator of such guilty pleasures as Beyond the Door and Tentacles, Ovidio G. and I can't pronounce his last name, Sorantis, brings together an extraordinary ensemble cast: killer birds, psychokinesis, satanic conspiracies, exploding basketball hoops. Any attempt to explain the exact plot of The Visitor is an exercise in futility. But the maelstrom of madness and mayhem is the tale of an ancient intergalactic entity capable of bearing earthly children endowed with great powers which some are keen to harness and some to destroy. 8-year-old Katie Collins is one such child, and as her powers emerge, the battle for her soul is about to begin. A bizarre collision of The Omen with Close Encounters of the Third Kind and The Exorcist. The Visitor is a veritable cult phenomenon that combines stunning imagery and breathtaking set pieces. And here's the cast. This is what makes it. John Huston, who directed Chinatown, Mel Ferrer, Glenn Ford, Shelley Winters, Sam Peckinpah, and Franco Nero plays Jesus. I kid you not.
Django and Jesus, Rob.
I kid you not. This has lots of special features. Sorry, I already put it in one of my protective sleeves because I had to take a look at it. Again, this is from Arrow.
Do you think I should give it a try?
Oh yeah, you should. Let me see. Okay, so, and like with Arrow discs, let me take this out. Yep. This is the 4K, and it has a different. Let me put this here. It has a different cover, and it's got a nice booklet. Which with this cover, actually, the booklet's pretty thick, to be honest. Yeah. So, and they got the eyeball disc. Look, this is. This is like the Matrix. No one can tell you what it is. You just have to see it for yourself. I'm happy to have it in 4K. It's just a wild, Back then, when movies, you didn't have 70 million or 100 million or 200 million dollars riding on a film, you would get movies like this. I mean, who knows? Maybe this movie is all really about the adrenochrome drinking elites, that extraterrestrial entities or satanic entities are really harvesting humanity for their own. Maybe that's what this movie's about. I don't know. You'll have to tell me.
Okay.
Then I got a few discs from Kino, not a big box from Kino, but a few discs.
Yeah.
Jean-Paul Belmondo in The Vultures. This is from 1984, and this is a World War II movie set in Tunisia. It can't not be great. So there you go. Then Kino Cult Spine number 43. The British film, this is a great cover, The Flesh and Blood Show in 3D. Now, this is, I know, right? So this comes from director Pete Walker, House of the Whipcord, and it's color and black and white, and of course, it has a different cover, as it is wont to do. This is from 72.
I'm still surprised from how many 3D movies was made back in the day.
3D glasses. I know, right? God love Kino Lorber for putting this stuff out. I'm very happy to have the Flesh and Blood Show. I saw this on VHS. It was a terrible copy. I don't even know where it came from. So happy to have it in 3D. That's Spine
Awesome.
43. And this is Trifoli. This is a French film I know nothing about, I think. So, I love their Raro releases, but this is a Cohen Media Group release. Contemporary classics. It says it's a feast for the senses. It's been at film festivals. I know nothing about it. But Kino Lorber put it out, so it has to be interesting because their foreign film releases are amazing. Then I got a box from, first of all, I got a box from Severin. And I want to thank them. They had sale, great service. They had forgotten to put one of the discs I ordered in the box they sent me. They pack their discs really, really well, like a lot of the boutique labels. And I contacted them, and they got me out the missing disc within days. Terrific customer service. Severin does a really great job. So let me show you what I got from Severin. These are discs that I've been looking at. I've now got about a third of the Severin discs that I want to own that they put out that I haven't caught up with, and then they keep putting stuff out. But these are all 4Ks. Vampiros Lesbos in 4K, which I have bought from them. One of the great soundtracks of all time. Jess Franco's masterpiece, if you haven't seen Vampiros Lesbos. And it's exactly what you might think. I've owned this film in all kinds of different formats over the years. We used to put this movie on when I was married and play techno music with it. So and when people would come over. Actually, I won't unslide it because these are all catalog titles. That they're not things that people haven't seen. But again, transfer looks great, and happy to have it. So that is Jess Franco's Vampiros Lesbos. Speaking of this, Dieter, you already brought it up, but I had the Blu-ray, but I got Bastian in 4K. Who would have thought? The Turks. Yeah. Yes, this is a Turkish horror movie.
And we need Sayara from the same director, Rob.
I know. I need to get it. But this is another movie. John Schnepp told me to watch this. It was on Netflix. Yeah. I knew nothing about this movie. Nothing about it.
It's the best. That's
John Schnepp just goes, "You got to go watch this movie." And I'm like, "Really?" I was gobsmacked by Bastian. Gobsmacked. So, I've been looking for things that I need to have in 4K that Severin's putting out. Pick that up. I can't believe I was looking around going, well, I must have this. I thought I had this disc. I did not. Janae and Mark Caro's Delicatessen. The 3-disc set. If you know Delicatessen, you got to have it. and Janae did Alien, and then also did
Resurrection.
of course, an Amelie, and a very long engagement. But Delicatessen, this movie is a masterpiece. French maximalism at its finest.
And you totally can see that sensibilities, Rob, in Resurrection too, I think.
Oh, totally. So, got Delicatessen. Then I got Antiviral, young Mr.
Nice.
Cronenberg's first feature. And again, I really like this movie. Again, they put out a 3-disc set. I just hadn't picked it up. So, got that at the sale. I always wanted it. And then so these were basically catalog titles, and Ben Wheatley's Kill List was the disc they didn't send to me. This is another movie. This is another movie that knocked me out when I first saw it. I didn't know anything about this. And you think it's one thing, and it becomes another. And I really liked it. So got that. And then this is one of their newer releases. This came out recently.
Yeah.
Early 70s science fiction, The Final Program, a.k.a. The Last Days of Man on Earth, based on Michael Moorcock's Jerry Cornelius stories. This is a really strange film that I really love from the early 70s, part of that dystopian science fiction movement. I like this movie. I hadn't seen this movie in a long time. Again, in 4K. Really loved getting this from Severin. But I'll tell you what I was most interested in. These are catalog titles, knew all these movies. Some of them I've owned on 3 or 4 different formats. But this was what I got from them that I was most curious about. This is an incredible box set. This is Severin's Exorcismo. And this
I
is...
think you had it in the news section, Rob.
Yes, I had this in the news section. So, defying a dictator and raising hell in post-Franco Spain. Now, first of all, this is an incredible box set, and it begins with first of all, I had no idea I knew Spanish cinema. I knew Spanish genre cinema like Amando de Osorio and the Tombs of the Blind Dead movies, and movies like The Blood-Spattered Bride and Don't Torture a Duckling or whatever. There's movies that I had seen before, but I was unaware of woefully, as it turns out, unaware of what was really going on. I've been to the Sitges Film Festival 5 times, which is in Barcelona, or outside of Barcelona in Sitges, about 20 kilometers south of Sitges. And what I did not know was recent 20th century Spanish history. So, I mean, if you look at these things, look closely at this picture. So what happened was the Franco regime, which basically took over in the 30s, ruled with an iron fist. Catholicism was the religion of the land. Women were very oppressed. All art was heavily censored until they realized that horror films could travel internationally, like in the late 60s and early 70s. So then you started seeing things that were more permissive, but still, until the Franco regime was deposed, and they weren't really Spain. It wasn't until, like, when the Franco regime was deposed, it wasn't really until the early 80s, 82, 83, that they became a total democracy again. I didn't realize it was that recent. But as a result of Franco's death, beginning in like 76, 77, all bets were off. And the Spanish filmmakers went delightfully bonkersly insane. And so you have to start in this box set. You have to watch this documentary, Exorcismo, about what they called the S-rated genre films. But these films, man, they embraced all kinds of sexuality. A lot of lesbianism in Euro horror or Euro trash at the time, Euro genre cinema, but they also a lot of male homosexuality, a lot of bisexuality, a lot of transsexuality in these movies. But these films, there's 2 documentaries that are worth watching. I only watched the first one, and then I had to sample because they show a lot of clips
So,
from
so
these.
you would say watch the documentaries first to get the
What?
sense
Yeah,
of
watch the
what
documentary
you will be
first.
watching. Yeah,
And then
okay.
I mean, these films are out of control. I wouldn't, that they're fun, but oh my God, half of these movies. Okay, I don't even want to say what happens, but like you see clips. This movie, The Priest.
Okay.
I watched this whole movie. You could never make this movie now, ever, anywhere. I mean, you could, but it wouldn't go well for you. I couldn't believe there are scenes in this movie. I'm like, oh my God. And Battered Flesh is another film. The People Who Own the Dark. The Devil's Exorcist. And then there's After Part 1. Can't You Be Left Alone? The Bell from Hell, Creation of the Damned. I mean, this is one box set of transgressive cinema. And and there's a really, really thick book that really gets into the background on all these films. Really, really well researched. Everything about this box set. You know, Severin does a fantastic job with these obscure world cinema box sets. I mean, I can't even half the stuff.
I love those paper outings, Rob, where the disc got just in. You know, like the airport set.
And with all this spot UV printing on the cover. But what was more interesting to me was just finding out about movies that I had no clue about. Like, I haven't seen or heard of some of these movies. And there's probably a reason why. I mean, these movies, I wouldn't say that they have X-rated material in them. I wouldn't say that they're pornographic, though. They're just, I would say, very explicit. But like that movie Priest, yeesh. And of course the blood is the blood is very red and but
I know.
But this box set, man, kudos to Severin, because again, the documentary is really interesting because it breezily takes you the first hour of the documentary up to the era of the S, and the S classification did not necessarily stand for sex, but it was a classification that existed from 77, 78 to about 83. And imagine you're living in a repressive society where women there was no homosexuality allowed. The Catholic Church controlled everything. And then all of a sudden your society is opened up. And these people, when I say opened up, they opened everything up. So these movies, I was watching these movies going, wow, man, wow. And this box set is, if nothing else, you can make weekends. You can have dinner parties with your friends and watch the 10 movies that are in this collection. Because yowza.
Were the documentaries made for this set exclusive, Rob, or are there separate documentaries?
The Exorcismo, I haven't watched the second documentary. The Exorcismo documentary, it's first of all, it's a beautifully made documentary. It's really well shot, and the movies have all been painstakingly restored, so they look terrific. I don't know if the documentary was made for the series itself, or if it was made first and they just included it. But it's essential. It's a terrific documentary, if only because it gives you an overview and a context for all these films. And it gives you a little taste of what you're in for when you actually watch them. So
like we always say, special features can make the movies that you're watching even better. I can do it a little bit more.
So it says that these are worldwide Blu-ray premieres scanned in 4K from the original negatives, curated with a 168-page book of essays, stills, and posters, plus over 21 combined hours of new and archival special features. And there's a lot of great filmmakers interviewed, and I mean, Yeah, I have to read the back. Under the Franco dictatorship, Spain's rigid censorship laws controlled all national entertainment. But following Franco's death in 1975, certain films began to embody a period in Spanish history when cinematic expression became political freedom. Spanish audiences considered these films featuring graphic explorations of sex, violence, and horror to be a cultural exorcismo. These 18 films, including the landmark features directed by Eloy de la Iglesia, Leon Klimanovsky, Javier Aguirre, and Eugenio Martin, range from these that dared to actively subvert the oppressive regime to productions made during the post-Franco era of 70s and 80s exploitation excess. Also included is the award-winning Severin Films original documentary. So it's their original documentary, Exorcismo, the Transgressive Legacy of the Classification S. Dude.
Perhaps not even out in Spain. Those movies.
Dude. Well, they talk about people going to see these movies. I mean, yowza. So anyway, they are definitely something to be seen. And I have to say that I haven't watched all of them because there's, like they said, 18, including the documentaries. But I had to watch Priest first, only because when I watched the documentary,
but it seems that Priest is already a high bar to clear for the other movies.
Well, I don't know, because Priest was not supernatural.
Okay.
Priest was about a priest dealing with his sexuality. Let's just say it doesn't end well for our boy. It doesn't end well for the priest.
Ooh, okay.
Self-flagellation taking to an extreme degree. Yeesh. So, well, you know what? You know what time it is? I bet you do. Here it is.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Max Allen Collins here. True Noir release date. True Noir, The Assassination of Anton Cermak, is available around the world, wherever you get your audio dramas, podcasts, whatever. Max, welcome back to the show. And by the way, visit the True Noir website. The True Noir website has been entirely redesigned and revamped, and it is dope. So kudos to producer Mike Bodden and his team, and Phil Dingledine. They did a fantastic job. What do you say? What do you know, Max? What do you hear? Nothing but the rain?
Can you folks hear and see me?
Yeah, although you're a little loud if you sit that forward.
Okay.
Sit back. You're good. Enjoy yourself.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Here we are. Yes, it was a big week for us, wasn't it, Rob?
Big week. Big week. So,
and I do hope you mentioned it. I hope that people will check that website out. That's the work of our friend Phil Dingledine, who's one of the producers, and Mike Bowden, and I think they did an incredible job.
They did an incredible job. I love the fact that there's actual animated smoke.
Oh, yeah.
On the website. It's really good.
And the entire cast is presented there with beautiful photos, but when you click on a photo, it becomes color, and then you get the bio of each of these. And I don't know, what do we have, 35, 40 people?
No, it's well, yeah, if you include us, yes.
Yeah, we count, Rob, we count.
It's true.
So, well, I'm glad to be here. I have a few things for us to talk about.
But you do. By the way, you are a little loud. I
Okay.
don't know why you're loud, but because because you've probably been doing other shows.
No, I'm faithful. Now, was that any better?
Yeah, it just seems like one of your switches gets flipped.
Well, yes, I am Mr. Tech. You know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm all over the tech side.
you don't worry if you just just speak a little lower, it'll be fine. I think.
You just want me to whisper in your ear, Rob?
That's good. That's good.
Okay. Can you hear me at this level?
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. That's
okay.
You sound wonderful.
But I'm getting a little excited, Rob.
I'm getting excited too. I'm sitting here. I'm thinking about these post-Franco Spanish films, and I'm getting very aroused. All the sex and violence, incredible.
Well, speaking of Franco, you mentioned a movie that was a Jess Franco masterpiece. That's a little hard for me to imagine.
Well, Vampiros Lesbos is so famous. The soundtrack alone justifies its existence.
Well, I'm going to talk about John Woo again.
All right.
Excuse me.
Yes.
How do you want to start? What are you going to start with?
Well, I want to start with Once a Thief, it's from Shout, I believe.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a second before hang on, let me go back to you because I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Go ahead, sorry.
Okay. I'm not crazy about this movie. I would say of all of the first batch of the great John Woo movies from the late 80s to the early 90s, right before he went to Hollywood, this is the one I like the least. He was trying to do something different. He was trying to do kind of a comedy, kind of a heist melodrama. It's got a great cast. It's got Chow Yun-fat. It's got Leslie Cheung and this Cherie Chung, who was in Peking Opera Blues. She's just gorgeous. This is her last movie. She retired from movies at that point. The problem with this is, now, first of all, if you're a Woo fan, you want this. So I'm not trying to discourage any sales here.
Sure.
And it has 3 really strong action scenes that only John Woo could have mounted. There's no question about that. But the movie itself, which is about a man and 2 men and a woman who are raised, when they're kids, obviously, they're raised by a kind of Fagin type. And they're raised to be thieves, pickpockets, thieves, and so on. But the problem is, and they grow up, and there are several really wild heist sequences, caper sequences in this. But the thing about capers are that you've got to believe them. They skate right up to the edge of craziness, but you can kind of see how that heist would have been pulled off. And the heists in this movie are ridiculous. They make no sense. And then you have a real big heaping helping of Hong Kong humor. Not my favorite part of that experience. I'm curious if, Rob, you and Dieter, do you ever have problems with this brand of humor?
Yeah, the humor in the Hong Kong movies, even with Righting Wrongs, is pretty specific to the country itself. It's not always fitting with the hard, brutal action on the other side. There's always tonally, they're a little bit wonky for Western audiences.
And obviously these
Max, again, I don't know why your sound, it was great last week, but now it's jumping. I almost think that you might have 2 microphones engaged, like your external microphone and your microphone on your computer. We're hearing from both of them. Again, I don't know, because it's really loud, and I can't control it on my side.
Perhaps his computer resetted himself to the old.
It happened. It happens all the time.
All men play on 10 setting.
Now we can't hear you at all.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because we had it great, but it's way over modulated, and I don't know why.
Yeah, but what he was talking about, I know that specific Hong Kong humor, that's often were stuff that were often censored or not censored, cut out for international audience often.
Yeah.
To get more just focused on the action.
Well, and also
leave
it's kind of like how
stuff
they have to
of
put
it out.
musical numbers in Indian films. You
Yeah.
know, they expect to have that kind of that kind of
Correct. Correct.
it's just something that culturally they
Yeah.
want, you know, that kind of humor. Like I find it, it doesn't bother me in like Jackie Chan movies, but
Yeah.
you know, in
Yeah, but because Jackie are already more focused in an action comedy
exactly,
realm, Rob. You know,
exactly.
But sometimes you have those hard hitting action movies, and then there's a total shift considering wonky comedy in it. Even if you think about Police Story, it's actually a hard hitting action cop thriller, and then you have the scene in his office, you know, where he did make some noodles and stuff like that. You
Totally.
know, even that it's totally Jackie like this comedy, or the stuff with Maggie Cheng is always a little bit or is funny. So in the Jackie movies it works better, you know.
Yeah.
If you want Rob, you could perhaps, since Max looking it up, perhaps go through the super chats that we gotten in.
Oh yeah, Max,
So
I'll
far.
do that. I'll do that while we'll do the super chats. I forgot to do that. Gordon Z7 becomes a member of the channel. Jurassic Joey has been a member of the channel for 22 months. Thanks for that, Jurassic Joey.
Ooh,
Joe the
Almost 2
lawyer
years.
sent me an email, or sent me a super chat to remind me about an email. I saw that, Joe, and I'll get back to you on that. Thank you very much. Swift of Horror says, I would love to see Nia DaCosta make her Sinners unbound and unleashed auteurist horror storytelling on screen. I couldn't agree more. Captain J.T. Kirk asks, where is H.G. Wells' The Time Machine in 4K? I assume you talk about the Time Machine with Yvette Mimé as Weena from 1960, not the later one with Guy Pearce. Well, all I can tell you about that is stay tuned.
Okay.
You might be seeing it in 2026, maybe. And if not that, 2027.
I got frightened by those Morlocks, Rob, back in the day when I was young.
They were terrifying. They're great designs. Med905, live long and prosper, says, gentlemen, you are both truly awesome. Second Sight Films only released of the X film series Pearl and Maxine in 4K. Why not X in 4K? Keep up the excellent work from Mark in Ontario, Canada. Cheers. You know,
Hard to say. I don't know
it's clearly a rights issue too.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
A24. That's another thing I have to pick up. I do want to get that A24 box set they have. It's great.
We're waiting for a price drop, Rob. We're waiting.
Yeah,
for a
it's
price
expensive. But Second Sight would have, if they could have got the third movie. I felt really bad for Second Sight because they do such a great job, and then A24 kind of undercut them. I mean, that's always a risk.
Yeah.
And it really bothers me because, as I've said, Second Sight's my favorite boutique label. One of them, but you know, Severin, when they do that Exorcismo box set, there's so many great work. I shouldn't say Second Sight is my favorite. Second Sight's my favorite because of the Dawn of the Dead box set. Hopefully we'll be seeing the Day of the Dead box set from them and what they did with Martin. But, you know, if they can't get the rights to something,
Yeah.
it ain't show friends, it's show business. And I understand A24 has put out great
Even
stuff.
with physical media.
Yeah. But I felt bad for Second Sight. I mean, the Second Sight has enough fans that people will just buy everything they put out anyway. So they probably sold those, and many of us, people like us, would buy both. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that was kind of a bummer.
I don't know, Rob, who distributed X in the UK on Blu-ray in general, Rob. Perhaps,
Yeah, I don't know either.
They still have the distribution rights for it. On this.
Yeah. Richard Curtis is here and says, I watched Eddington this week. I almost feel that it could be
Nice.
to Population 1280 by Jim Thompson what the current Wuthering Heights is to its source material. What a great comment. Eddington, yeah, it starts out one way and turns into something else. That's a great analysis. I liked it, though. Andy Haynes, 71, has been a member for 29 months. 8-Bit Site says, I'm banned on the John Campea show, so send him a Team USA gloat. Oh, I will tomorrow. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. The Alex Zorba says, Rob, Free Enterprise Deluxe 4K box set update. Plus, Max, any idea of a Road to Perdition 4K? Great film I saw at the cinema that needs to be seen by everyone. Again, there would not be a better time than the 60th anniversary of Star Trek to put out a new Free Enterprise disc. I unfortunately don't control it. I hope that our executive producer and my fellow creator of Free Enterprise, Mark Altman, have a difficult history, I guess, between them. Yeah. I guess I would too, I suppose. But we're trying to get it. It's embarrassing to not have it out, but hopefully we will be able to get it out this week. I think we could put it back in theaters, and if only to make the new version that I could give to Dieter and he could judge me again for Free Enterprise.
I will judge. The new cut, the new aspect ratio.
Yeah, I was judged on social media. Somebody said that Free Enterprise was worse than Starfleet Academy, and I said, yeah, but we got Shatner. So that's okay.
And Rob, I read, I believe in the trades, Shatner wants to do a heavy metal album. Is that correct?
That's what it sounds like, and he's done metal before, he's done rock before, so I say bring it on.
Unbelievable.
Bring it on. So yeah. Max is I think he's fixing the sound, so we'll bring him back. Yeah. Six Scale Mafia is here. Yeah. Young Anthony is here, and so it's good to have him. He's been a member for 32 months. So we will continue on. Actually, you know what? There's some tips that came in last night from Rich. I don't know if Rich is watching because it's a different show, but I think I will get back to these. I don't know why. Sometimes tips come in weirdly, but I did want to read one from Alexander Wilson. Alexander Wilson said a tip in on last night's show that I think is pertinent to today. And Alexander Wilson says, did you see the news that Predator Badlands was the most watched Hulu movie since Prey? Your man, Steve Asbell, is on fire. What are your thoughts on this success and the future of 20th Century Studios? Look, I think 20th Century Studios is killing it. I think, they've got Send Help. Psycho Killer was only distributed by them. Badlands did well. Obviously, Avatar did well. And so the more I think Steve is let off the chain and he's able to do more and more stuff, he's working with great filmmakers. He's very well regarded. So hopefully we'll see. I think it's great. I think it's really cool, too, that they made Prey, Killer of Killers, and Badlands. You have one director who's brought us these three visions of the Predator series.
Can't wait to get that.
I hope Killer of Killers comes out on disc. I mean, it'd be cool if they did the Dan Trachtenberg Predator box set. I know Badlands just came out. I don't have my steelbook yet, but it's coming. Yeah. Anyway, Max, are you back?
I do.
Oh, no, we can't hear you. We still can't hear you. They're,
Chief
he's coming back. He's coming back. Well, this is good. I like that we can, we'll troubleshoot. It's fine. It happens.
And I shouldn't mention, Rob, considering Exit 8, Rob would not have a problem to play it. But don't forget, people, this would be region code B. I haven't checked it, but it could be region code B.
Well, you can see on the back it would have the region code.
I looked on it, Rob, but I can't see it. It says 2 for the DVD, but I don't find a region
no, because Japan is region A for Blu-ray.
For the DVD. The DVD, remember, DVD are numbers.
Yes.
DVDs are numbers. We have 2, but I don't find A, B, or C for the DVD here. So it could be region B, but I can't find anything on it. Wait, let me look. Oops.
Oh, now we can hear Max. So Max, are you back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, you sound good. There you go.
All right. Can you thank my son Nathan?
Nathan, you mean the namesake of
Come
Nathan
on, come
Heller?
on.
Come on,
the
Nathan.
technical wizard.
Get on camera. Now this sounds great. This sounds awesome.
Okay, well, he worked on that. So, there's this. Maybe we should check this before I come on the air.
Yeah, sometimes
just saying.
it's max that the
Production.
computer resets itself to an old setting,
Yeah, it does that all the time.
Even if you have to change
I have to check my sound every show I do.
Well, the other factor is I've been doing commentaries, particularly with Heath Holland, and sometimes I have to set things up different for those.
Yeah, that's why. But you said this is perfect. This is perfect.
But I do apologize to the audience, and we were talking about, and you guys did a nice job of following up on Once a Thief, and the problems. When we were first watching this stuff, my son who just refused to come on the show.
He's why? Because he secretly works for the government. He's part of the elite cabal.
He definitely is. No, he's definitely on the other side of that. I can promise you that. But he and I started watching this stuff when he was pretty young, probably 12, 13, around in the late 80s through the early 90s. And we've talked about the fact that they were bootlegs and you'd go to Chinatown and rent them and all this kind of stuff. And I loved all of it. I didn't care that the humor was stupid. I thought it was charming. Well, now I'm used to these movies, and the humor doesn't seem to make that cultural transition.
Right.
Now, I'm not trying to scare anybody off this, and I know that some people don't like my opinions about John Woo, because I'm saying I like Better Tomorrow 2 better than, say, Hard Boiled, which doesn't make any sense to anybody but me. But this one, I am warning you. And this was apparently a fairly close project to Woo, because he then did a remake in the United States, and there was actually a spinoff of season of a TV show.
Right.
I think so.
But I don't think he had much, if anything, to do with the TV show. I think he did direct the movie. Now, have you ever seen Blackjack? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. Yeah, but I know. I have not seen it.
The movie with Dolph Lundgren that he did?
Yes, it's it was a TV movie.
Wasn't it
Canadian
a TV pilot?
Movie. Yeah, pilot.
Yeah.
But it's horrible. I mean, and it's bad. I mean, it has one kind of cool sequence toward the beginning, and then so you kind of have to look at his American output
differently.
It's hit or miss, I would say.
Did you ever see his pilot for Lost in Space that you can find around?
No.
Oh, yeah. John Woo did a pilot for a Lost. It was before the New Line movie, or maybe it was after. No, it was after the New Line movie, but obviously before the later Lost in Space series that they did, which I quite liked. Yeah, his Lost in Space pilot was not good.
Well, yeah, I definitely
never heard of that, Rob.
Definitely, the Once a Thief is something he was doing with an eye on Hollywood to show them he could do other kinds of things. Just like the next thing he did, which is much better, is Hard Boiled. He showed them he could do. There's nothing he can't do with action scenes. So it's kind of a tryout for Hollywood. And one thing I should say about Once a Thief, it's set on the Riviera largely, and it's beautiful. It looks great. So it's not a bad watch. It's just Chow Yun-Fat is kind of bad in it, which kind of astounds me.
Okay.
Yeah. How could Chow Yun-Fat be bad? Now, the next thing I saw, and this is not a new disc. It's on sale now from Kino in one of their many sales. And I did this because Rob recommended it.
Uh-oh.
It's a movie called Diva.
Oh, and gotta go full frame on this.
Well,
I like to consider that the first French maximalist film.
Well, you and I sometimes, I wouldn't say disagree, but you have a greater taste for foreign films than I like a lot of foreign films. But I mean, you're kind of an expert on some of this stuff. And Diva scared me off because of the opera singer aspect of it. Because I don't really like opera singing that much. I like Carmen, that's about it. But the opera singing in this is so stunningly good.
Yep.
The woman's name is
Wilhelmina.
Yeah, Wiggins Fernandez. Wilhelmina Wiggins Fernandez. Possibly the coolest name I ever heard in my life.
And she's unbelievably beautiful too.
She is stunningly beautiful, and she sings better than she looks. And the thing is that the hero of this, who's a kind of a courier on a little bike, a little motorbike.
Mobilette.
He adores her. He adores her work, her singing, and she has this thing about not doing any recordings. She's very reclusive in that manner. She's protecting her art for herself, and so when we meet him, he's recording her secretly at a concert, and the tape he's made of her becomes the hot potato, the MacGuffin of this movie, because there's another tape it gets exchanged with that has some incriminating stuff on it having to do with some gangsters. And so it becomes a chase film, but the mood of this film, the tone of this film is so special. It does not conform or pay any attention to what you would say sort of Hollywood conventions. There's an art film sensibility of it, but it has a good narrative drive, which isn't always the case with an art film. Sometimes art films don't have any narrative drive, but this does work as a chase film, and the chase doesn't really kick in till later. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's very entertaining, and I consider it very charming. And Rob recommended this to me, and I'm recommending it to you. I think that it's a good time to take advantage of a Kino sale because it's a beautiful 4K.
The transfer's it's beautifully photographed.
Yeah,
and it has a really cool soundtrack, not just the opera singing, but the actual score is really avant-garde, and it's really interesting. And it was one of those. This is one of those movies I saw. I was in junior high school when it came out in '81, and it was, seeing any foreign film really hit me hard. So I was totally taken by this movie. I was taken by the style of it because it came out the same year that MTV debuted, and just seeing the way it was shot, the way it was edited, and then the music, and just the people that he meets. The hot Vietnamese chick he meets in the record store, and then the guru that she hangs out with, and his apartment,
Fabulous.
which is above a garage, and he's got all these artifacts. I mean, it truly this movie made me want to be Parisian when I saw it. I'm like, Paris, France has got to be the coolest place on planet Earth. And it's funny because when I went there, I did feel that way. I felt Paris was an incredible city, but I really wish I knew French, because like other places where I go to, I can usually ingratiate myself to people, and with the gift of gab, you can make friends very quickly. Not so much in Paris. You have to speak French to really, so.
Well, you don't have to speak French to enjoy this movie. This is the kind of movie that you have to put some of your expectations for a crime story, a narrative, and let the movie wash over you. You enter this movie, and you're glad to be inside this movie. So I highly recommend this, and to be able to get this on sale, that isn't bad. Now, another movie I discovered, and I know we're talking about film noir here a lot, but since George Feltenstein isn't sending me any film noir to look at, I wish he would, because I would review it.
Well, I'm going to take. I think I have a way to fix that. I'm going to get you on the list.
Well, I would talk about every disc you held up today, from
right there. Today was a banger.
Yeah, it was quite a week. It was quite a week. Did you even mention that there's a nude scene with Jane and Tarzan and his mate?
I did not.
That isn't like you, Rob.
Well, I think after the Exorcismo box
forgot
set
an
that I was,
important detail.
Yes, well, unlike you, I'm not entirely depraved.
Yes, you are.
There
I've seen
are-
the Sea Wing.
There are lines I will not cross or tiptoe across. This is a movie that is definitely the opposite of a film noir, but it's a spy movie. It's got Nazis in it. It's a 1947 movie, so it still has a lot of the attitudes of World War II. And the only reason I knew about this movie at all was, you'll love this, Rob. Bobby Darin had a single of the theme at one point that was a minor hit, and Bobby Darin is one of my obsessions. And I like Ray Milland, and I like Marlene Dietrich, and I thought, well, okay, I'll take it. I'll take a look at it. This is now one of my favorite movies, Golden Earrings. I can't believe how good this movie is. Nobody talks about this movie. I mean, it's not anybody's great list or even minor classic list. It's basically a spy movie with Ray Milland going undercover accidentally because he's on the run from the Germans, and he goes undercover basically as a gypsy. Now, I'm sure the gypsy stuff here is offensively stereotypical. I do not care. I just do not care. It's very charming, and I know I read a little bit about Marlene Dietrich. Really researched. Her wardrobe was authentic, and the music was very authentic. But it was, it was gypsies as we've seen gypsies in Hollywood movies forever, really, until recent years. But it's a great movie. The relationship between Marlene Dietrich and Ray Milland is amazing. And it's probably, well, it's due to how good they both are. My understanding is that she didn't like Milland. And you come away from this movie thinking they had the most incredible chemistry you ever saw. But
maybe she just wanted to be alone.
Well, the director was Mitchell Leeson, I guess, and he was very well known at the time. He was so well known that he had one of those credits where he'd sign his name. It would be in cursive when it says directed by.
Wow.
And he did like Midnight, which was recently released by Criterion. It's a Claudette Colbert movie. He did a lot of comedies. He had been an art director, and he had been a costumer, and so he brought that kind of sensibility to it. And it's a real study in how tricky tone is, and when you pull it off, just what you're accomplishing. Because this movie, the Nazis are sinister. There are deaths. There's action, but the tone is lightly comic. Now and they never really break the tone. Sometimes it gets a little more serious because it has to, but you never feel like, oh, I'm in another movie now.
Right.
Which is what we often feel with movies. They do the funny, and that's one of the things about the take. Once a Thief, the tone is all over the place, and it just doesn't work. You can't do gags in the middle of a scene where all kinds of people are getting massacred. Something doesn't quite cohere. But anyway, this is an amazing movie. It's also on sale from Kino Lorber. I think it's pretty cheap. It's a Blu-ray, and I highly, highly recommend it. Now, I'm completely nothing to do with what I'm supposed to talk about. So I just briefly want to mention, my wife and I watched Ben-Hur last night. The 4K, my fucking God, this 4K looks spectacular.
Yeah, Warner Brothers spared no expense in restoring that.
Have you popped it in your machine yet, Rob?
I do not have it yet because I'm waiting for the big box set that comes out at the end of March. Because I had the big box set, the Blu-ray box set with all the swag in it, and we watched that we watched that on New Year's Eve, not last year, but the year before, and then we watched all the special features. We had like a 6-hour Ben-Hur fest where we watched the movie and the special features. And even back then, I was like, boy, this transfer is really not good.
This one is.
Yeah, that's what everybody has said. I can't wait to see it because people are just have talked about how absolutely spectacular.
Well, for anybody out there who might be avoiding it because it's a religious movie, it's like King of Kings or one of those kind of movies. It's a rock and adventure movie.
It is too. It is.
Holy cow! And as epics go, my wife was saying those are all people because these people coming down a mountainside or a hillside, and there's like thousands of people on screen, thousands of extras. It's all real. And when they do the famous chariot scene, a lot of these gigantic things they built. I mean, really, the only thing that was probably a matte painting was above the sort of Colosseum type set.
Totally.
And I'm stunned by that chariot race scene even after all these years. Now I know I saw that in the theater when I was like 10. Okay, and I look at now. I kind of I'm trying to imagine myself as a 10-year-old with that screen in front of me. I know it blew my mind then, and I kind of you get older and you get jaded. And you think, I've seen
it all. Nothing phases me.
Absolutely, but it still will knock your eyes out. Now, and it's William Wyler, who was one of the great directors.
Oh yeah.
Let's face it. His list of movies is amazing, but it's not perfect. The religious aspect of it is mostly handled very, very well and kind of tastefully. Toward the end, after the chariot race, the last sort of act really kind of loses steam. And even one of the major scenes that has to do with the blood of Christ healing somebody is actually done on a transparently a soundstage. It's almost like Wyler said, "Got to put this in."
Right.
They expect us to do this, but I mean, to me, it's not a story about. And this is awful for me to say, but to me, it's a story about how revenge isn't a good thing. To me, it's about revenge is a really good thing. Because it's a really great revenge movie. Anyway, nothing to do with film noir except revenge is a big part of film noir. Let's face it.
It is.
So anyway, those are my movies for the week. And I have one I want to mention. Okay. I want to mention my movie. This is my movie.
Ooh, that is.
Show it up. Put it in the camera.
There it is. Death by Fruitcake.
Death by Fruitcake.
Oh, Death by Fruitcake. And where do you see now this is a DVD, okay? I'm showing this on a show where you apologize when it's a Blu-ray. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a DVD.
Hey, Tango Shalom only came out on DVD.
But look at the disc. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
So, and I would tell you just to defend myself as a physical media guy, we had 3 distribution offers on this. And I went with the one that said they do a DVD.
There you go.
To me, if it doesn't exist in physical media, it's just air. I gotta hold it in my hand. I gotta put it on the shelf.
I'm right there with you.
So anyway, and I will send you guys this because I know that both of you guys, when it comes, you love your cozy mysteries, you love your kind of
coffee and cake mysteries.
Yeah, this is coffee and fruitcake.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. I'm going to send Dieter one too. So awesome. You're going to get one, Dieter.
Don't forget to sign, Max. As always, don't forget to sign.
I'll sign in as soon as I can talk my wife into letting me spend the money it takes to send a disc to Germany again.
Yeah. Hopefully cheaper than your book.
It should be a little cheaper. So,
not that heavy.
Not much going on the C-Wing this week.
Yeah, things are quiet. You know, the Super Bowl's over. We're waiting for the next thing to hit. You had President's Day weekend, you know.
You know, we had the FBI sniffing around us, as you know, last week after the archery incident, the moonlight archery contest we had for Valentine's Day.
Right.
And actually, it wasn't the two fatalities as much as what is the Mann Act anyway?
You know what? I stay away from the culture wars, man. I don't even know what to say. You know.
Well, I didn't even. I mean, I do know that Illinois is right next to Iowa, and the Sea Wing is in Iowa. So apparently, some people on the Illinois, some nice young women, not underage.
Of course not.
But anyway, they came. You know, they did come from Illinois to Iowa, and that apparently something called the Mann Act. I don't know. But it settled down because I comped. What is that guy who runs the FBI who's cross-eyed? What's his name?
Oh, Kash Patel.
Yeah. He and some singer friend of his wanted a room.
Yeah, well, he flies around on that private jet. He gets in and out pretty fast.
I comped them, and I promised them I'd be very discreet about it.
But you did film everything they did, right?
Not well, you know. I'm
good. That's all I need to know. As
maybe.
long as we have that HD 4K video ready to
That's right.
compromat, as they say.
So we had on a more serious note, very proud of True Noir coming out this week. Very well received. Thank you for directing it in such a beautiful fashion. It was
thank you for writing it in such a beautiful fashion.
Well, and we've got a big event coming up in less than a month, I think. Or about a month?
No, it's in April. April 2nd
very
and 3rd.
Beginning of April. Beginning of April.
At the Putnam Museum of Technology, which is one of the first technology museums in the United States.
And it's an IMAX.
Yes, and we're going to play it in the IMAX theater. That's going to be crazy.
Going to have a great time. So anyway, that's what I have for you this week, gentlemen. It took me a while to find my voice.
Well, we're glad to see you sound. Just remember the settings the way they are now. Just keep it that way.
Well, I'll just remember my son's phone number.
Oh, there you go.
Thank God he's just up the street.
Luckily, he was around.
So
that's true.
So do you need me to hang around for any super chats or anything?
Let me see if we've got any questions. Oh, well, here's one. Hitchhiker 42 says, Rob, did you see the new Muppets Noir comic that came out? As it appears, it may have been inspired by noir nostalgia and is written by Roger Langridge. Have you seen this, Max?
Is this a comic book?
Yeah, I guess so. It's a noir comic with the Muppets.
No, I'll have to get a hold of that. I will get a hold of that.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. I haven't seen it either. So, it's funny. I don't follow comics as much as I used to, in the sense that I only tend to collect collected items. You know, like whether it's if hardcovers come out. Now I need to get the comic The Beauty is based on. I have to get that comic. And there's a couple of X-Men hardcovers, and I need to get the Secret Wars Battle World Volume 2 and ROM Volume 3, and yeah, I'm a little behind.
Well, I think you and I have talked about this, and I may have talked about this on the show, but when, Road to Perdition, of course, which I wrote, and Richard Pierce Rayner did the artwork for it, was a graphic novel.
Right.
And initially, DreamWorks tried to hide that the source of that movie was a graphic novel. And we had to make some noise to say, hey, no, it needs to say based on the graphic novel bio on the poster. And then this is how long ago? It was 2002, maybe. And when we went to like the various premieres, the press would be all over me asking, imagine that I was asked this question, Max, what's a graphic novel?
Yeah.
Okay, now that isn't that's this century, guys. That
Yeah.
the press was saying, what's a graphic novel?
Yeah,
Now it's more like, what isn't a graphic novel?
right.
So, all right, thank you, gentlemen. Anything else? Either Dieter?
No, but we should remind everybody that Return of the Maltese Falcon, written by Max Allan Collins, is available everywhere you get books. It's a terrific book, and if you read it in tandem with the Maltese Falcon, it's one long story, and I suggest you do just that.
Well, I will say one of the great things about this experience of the Return of the Maltese Falcon is I hear two things all the time from people. One is, well, I had to go read the Maltese Falcon first before I read the Return of the Maltese Falcon. And others who say, after I read your book, I ran out and got the Maltese Falcon.
Yeah.
So the idea that I'm feeding, because some people thought I'm like taking advantage of it, because it's in the public domain. But somebody was going to take advantage of it. Why shouldn't it be me?
That's right.
Why not you?
But I love the idea that to some small degree anyway, I'm bringing people to that original novel and to the great 1941 movie, which Warner Brothers put out a beautiful 4K, as you well know, Rob and Dieter. That is a fine piece of physical media.
Yes.
Certainly is.
By the way, we did get a tip came in from Robert Giacinta, who said, I can't believe how bad Psycho Killer was. The movie felt unfinished. I can't believe that this came from the writer of Seven. It felt like it was written with AI. However, there is a cult in the movie that Rob would have been a great leader of.
There you go.
That's going to be what I'm going to do late in life. I'm going to found my satanic, pedophile, adrenochrome drinking, child torture, my satanic cult. I mean, a real satanic cult that plants its flag, and because I figure that's the only way I can make some real money in this world. I want to become a billionaire trading in flesh and satanic worship.
Dieter, this guy.
Yeah.
I can't even. I don't
his
know.
own basket.
I don't get it.
Although I have to tell you, as I've said many times before on this show, the problem, I've read a lot of books. Like, I love books about Satan and the devil, like Boris Balkan from The Ninth Gate. You always lose in the end. Satanic cults are a losing proposition. That's the only problem. So if I could figure out a way to make maybe an angelic cult, like where I can exalt the virtues of existence and talk about the greatness of humanity, and but can you do that and have fun? That's the real question. That's what the Sea Wing is all about.
I think Christopher Walken
need to
made
do
about
both,
5
Rob.
movies about
Keep
that.
it balanced.
Yeah, he was in the Prophecy. He was an angel but yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, it's not a good idea. It's not a winner. But I don't want to hurt people. I would like to have a sex magic cult, something like that. Combine Carlos Castaneda, the Yaqui way of knowledge.
By the way, I just want to tell you before I leave, Rob and Dieter, to remind you, I know this is already on your calendars.
Your birthday is coming up in March. We know.
Birthday. And I'm expecting...
Somebody reminded me of that 1,000 times. I can't remember who it was.
But it's unusual for somebody to have an actual birthday on this show.
That's true.
It's
Are we going to have an actual birthday for you on this show?
Will it fall on Sunday?
it's the 3rd. When is it? I'm looking at my calendar.
So it's
here.
11
March?
days. Wait, it's the 3rd. So is that? Wait, no, that doesn't
It's a
fall on a
Tuesday.
Sunday because it's
No,
28th.
It's a Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
No, we can do a special show on my birthday if you want to. We can talk about me, all the things that you admire about me and my work, and
That's okay. Well, next week we could celebrate your birthday
it's all right with me.
because
It's all
next
right with
week
me.
it'll be
'Cause-
like February 20. Is today is this year leap year? I don't think so.
I don't think so,
I don't think so, Rob.
but I can guarantee you, my birthday week is going to be wild at the Sea Wing.
I can only imagine. Because, you strike me as that party animal. I've seen what you do late night.
Yeah, I'm out of control, Rob.
Yeah, you are out of control, dude. Comic-Con.
Yeah. I mean, I've been married to the same woman for 57 years. I just,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
it gets crazy. It's just crazy.
It does get crazy. You two know just what buttons to push. I've never seen anything like it.
Stay away from my wife's buttons. Then.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, it's watching her press your buttons that's amazing. I've learned things. To ask for. It's all good.
Happy to help the younger generation, Rob.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, Max, always good to hear from you. And by all accounts, everyone has said Ben-Hur is great. I can't wait to get my box set.
Yeah.
You got it with those big Warner titles, even if they're MGM. I want to get my box in one of those Warner Brothers boxes that you get from the UK. When you open it up, it's just an extra added little oomph. So there you go.
And we did watch it. We did watch it in one evening, and it's I think it's longer than Kill Bill.
The whole bloody affair.
I think it's longer. Yeah, so it can be done. Dieter, thank you for everything.
And what about your rescheduling? Everything okay on that front?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm actually the thing that I'm directing, which is a table read of one of my unproduced horror scripts. Is I'm doing that. I'm directing that tonight at the Black Box Theater and in Muscatine, Iowa. It's the first rehearsal. So
wow, nice! Congratulations.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Very exciting. Well, Max.
I'd rather it was the debut of the actual movie, but you got to start somewhere.
We'll work on that.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much.
All right,
sorry about
the
audio mix-up. We'll try to improve in the future.
No, this is great. We fixed it.
The headliner always plays on 10 mix. That's normal. Headliners always play louder than the supporting acts. They always crank it up a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm the headliner. I believe that. Right.
You are the headliner, dude. Come on now. By the way, Richard Curtis says, I always intended to read The Maltese Falcon, but Max Allen Collins definitely pushed it to the fore. And on that note, we will let you go, superstar.
Thank
All right,
you.
Max. Adios.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Max Allen
One and all.
Collins. So that was great to have him. We fixed it all. So that's great. What's next, Dietz?
On the physical media side, I have shown everything, Rob. I don't know if
I've shown everything too. I'm good. I guess that means we go to the news, right?
Correct. If we have done with the super chats, Rob, if we are caught up on the super chats,
we're caught up.
Okay. Then
Dude, it's time for the news. All the news that's fit to print. Look, it's a big announcement. A lot of people have been waiting a long time. David Fincher is getting represented on physical media, and I got to say, this is a banger of a steelbook coming out with from 20th Century Studios, giving it the DVD of Fight Club was a banger. Really like what they did.
Yeah.
The Blu-ray was fun. And finally, in 4K, we were getting a movie that was actually very divisive when it came out. But here it is, the Fight Club Steelbook. I love this cover, making some soap. So here it is. What do you think, Dietz? Are you excited? Are you going to tell us the rules of Fight Club?
Certainly, because I haven't seen the movie in a long time. And as I always say, Rob, I think it's always better if a movie is divisive than just in the meh section.
Oh yeah,
it was fine or something like that. So it's always better to be on both sides of the spectrum.
It's true, and we live in a country where people think Tyler Durden is a hero, and perhaps he is.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So
I remember the DVD set, Rob. I think it was a great Digi pack.
Yeah, it was really good. So this is a new 4K master approved by David Fincher. Yeah. It's Dolby Vision HDR presentation. There's commentary by Fincher. There's commentary by Brad Pitt, Fincher, Ed Norton, and Helena Bonham Carter. There is a writer's commentary by Chuck Palahniuk. I can never pronounce his name. And there's a technical commentary by Alex McDowell, Jeff Cronenweth, Michael Capian, and Kevin Hogg. So those are all being brought over. And there's the sound design, the Flogging Fight Club feature, all the stuff from the Blu-ray is being ported over and more stuff. So that's very, very exciting that we're finally getting Fight Club. And it's great. Then
the title.
Yeah. Then we're also getting The Walk, the fictionalized version of the documentary about the guy who walked across the World Trade Center. So we have The Walk, which this movie is harrowing to watch. It's very scary.
I probably, Rob, will not be getting this title yet because I still want to watch the movie in 3D because I have the 3D.
Oh, yeah. I got to watch it in 3D. 3D is great, by the way.
Yeah.
Then we have an anniversary release of Meet the Fockers. Unbelievable. This is the, well, I think it's the release. Oh, I guess maybe it's not a release. It's just a release. So that's fine. And then, of course,
4K and Blu-ray.
Yeah, and Blu-ray.
Not just 4K.
Yeah, it's not just and Blu-ray. And then we have this Negatives. Peter Medak's Negatives. BFI is putting this out.
BFI.
This is from 1968. I'm a big Peter Medak fan. This is the 53rd release in the legendary BFI Flipside strand, which revives forgotten gems. And this is the debut film from director Peter Medak. He's enjoyed a fascinating career spanning over 50 years. He directed The Craze, episodes of modern TV classics like The Wire and Breaking Bad. But this is his 58 debut, Negatives. It stars Glenda Jackson, a dreamlike, acutely cinematic character study. It explores the dark heart of unconventional relationships in the free love era. This will be the first time Negatives has been available in any format in the UK. So there you go. There's a lot of great stuff on this. So if you like it, hey, it's coming. You can get it. Then we also have a Hammer title, Dr. Blood's Coffin, one of a few Hammer titles that we're getting. Dr. Blood's Coffin is from 1961. So that's kind of fun that we're getting Dr. Blood's Coffin. And then also from Hammer, we are getting The Snake Woman. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, these Hammer box sets are incredible. What's not to love about them? Yeah. We love them. And they're great if you like them. I mean, the Quatermass box sets are incredible. And then from Kino Lorber, we're getting Consigliere, The Counselor at Crime. And this is from 1973. And again, Martin Balsam's in this. Dagmar Lysander is in this from The Laughing Woman. If you haven't seen The Laughing Woman, why haven't you? I love The Laughing Woman, and I love Dagmar Lysander, so this is a must-see. So there you go. Deaf Crocodile. We talked about this before. They're putting out The Mountaineers Hotel. Actually, maybe we didn't talk about it, but I get messages from them. And this is from 1979. Police Inspector Glebsky is called to the remote Dead Mountaineers Hotel. A false alarm, as it soon turns out. He decides to spend the night at the hotel anyway, since there's no way to go back after a massive avalanche cuts the hotel off from the outside world. And Olaf, one of the other peculiar hotel guests, is found dead. Soon after, Glebsky's investigation pulls him into a strange place dominated by supernatural forces. I'm in. Anything that Deaf Crocodile puts out is weird and strange, and I'll totally get it. And I guess this is an Estonian movie? I don't know, but hey, it's coming out, and it's being put out by Deaf Crocodile, which means you should just buy it. This is a film that has been released many times. Razor Blade Smile is coming out with its 18 certificate. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this, but Screenbound Pictures from Britain is putting this out. And if you haven't seen it, why haven't you? Why haven't you seen it? I thought everybody's seen it.
I haven't, Rob. I haven't.
Well, you got to pick it up. British classic Zulu Dawn is coming out with Burt Lancaster, Peter O'Toole, and Simon Ward. This is coming out from our favorite that I talked about a lot today, Severin. And Burt Lancaster, Peter O'Toole, Simon Ward, Bob Hoskins, and Sir John Mill leads an all-star cast in the shocking true story of battle that happened in 1879. Arrogant officials of the British colony of Natal, North Africa, issued a list of unauthorized ultimatums to the Zulu nation. And when the Zulu king refused their demands, the empire declared war. And in a series of grave tactical blunders, a garrison of 1,500 British soldiers faced an army of 25,000 enraged Zulu warriors in what would become the most horrifying disaster in military British history. Nigel Davenport, Denholm Elliott, Phil Daniels, and 13,000 actual Zulus co-star in the acclaimed prequel to the classic Zulu. So, hey, great stuff, classic British cinema, and a great debacle, a great warning. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then we've got a movie I particularly love, Moneyball. Moneyball coming out from Sony in 4K. I love this movie. I can watch it no matter when it's on. Makes a great double feature with The Big Short and Margin Call. And then we have The Creep Tapes Season 2.
Season 2, okay.
I didn't even know they made a Season 2. Yeah, with Shudder. And hey, if you like the show, it's coming. It's coming out. Then we have Universal catalog titles. Cary Grant's The Gambling Ship, kind of like Warner Archive and what Kino Lorber are doing. Then we have Give Me a Sailor with Martha Raye and Bob Hope. Before she was on the Bugaloos, she was a femme fatale. Variety Girl with Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, a Hope and Crosby film. And also This Is the Night, of course, with Cary Grant and Thelma Todd. So there you go. And then finally, we have Big Broadcast of 1938 with Bob Hope, W.C. Fields, Dorothy Lamour, and again, Martha Raye. Universal jumping into the classic film arena, so that's good. Then we have Rider on the Rain, and then Kino Lorber is putting this out. This is from 1970. It's Renee Clement's film that stars Charles Bronson. I don't know anything about it, but if Kino Lorber is putting it out and Charles Bronson's in it,
it's a cool movie, Rob. I showed it here on the show, the German media book that I got, but I don't remember, Rob, if the German media book was a 4K. I only believe it was a Blu-ray, but I'm not sure anymore.
Well, then there you go.
Really nice one.
All right, if you like it, if Dieter likes it, it's got the Bastian seal of approval.
It should count for something.
Yeah, it does count for something on this show. Then we've got Woody Allen in The Front.
Yeah.
I love this movie. I love The Front. I'm a big Woody Allen fan. 50th anniversary 4K Blu-ray. Sony is putting this out. And this is a great comedy. One of America's most disturbing memories, the communist witch hunts of the 1950s, and Woody Allen stars as Howard Prince, a small-time restaurant cashier, part-time bookie, and full-time loser, who is induced by a writer friend to front for the submission of his TV scripts when he is blacklisted as an alleged subversive. Early Zero Mostel's in this. This movie is terrific. I'm going to be happy to get it in 4K. Then we have The Nightcomers, which I got to tell you, I don't really know anything about this movie, but it's the 55th anniversary Blu-ray release. Studio Canal's putting this out. Marlon Brando's intense performance dominates this atmospheric, sexually charged feature from a golden age of British horror. Michael Winner's The Nightcomers sketches a prequel to Henry James' classic Gothic novella, The Turn of the Screw, with Brando in typically compelling form as the servant whose disturbing magnetic presence exerts a compelling hold over the occupants of a country estate. Come on, man, I'm in. I am in. Count me in. Then we go down to Australia. Imprint is releasing their TV movie collection what number is this? 5, and there's good ones.
5,
this one has movies. This collection, I've seen all 3 of these movies. Madam Sin, Killdozer, based on a story by Star Trek's own Theodore Sturgeon, and the UFO incident with James Earl Jones as Barney and Estelle Parsons as Betty Hill, that people are still talking about. Maybe if we have disclosure this week, we'll find out that they really do have UFO parts still buried in their backyard. Who knows? But this is always a good set. And then we go over to Umbrella, BMX Bandits. BMX Bandits coming out, big set, and they're also putting out Rad with more BMX action. Hey, if you're a BMX biker, these are your movies. So hey, there you go. Big special editions both. Then we have Return to Silent Hill, which I cannot recommend, but Umbrella is putting it out if you choose to get it. So there you go.
Very sad about that.
I know. And then Lionsgate Limited, ladies and gentlemen, putting out The Substitute. If you go to the Lionsgate Limited website right now and go to the Substitute page and scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can read my latest essay on this movie. Of course, it spawned 3 sequels, all starring Treat Williams. So check it out if you want. Lionsgate Limited, killing it as always. And if you didn't want to get The Substitute, you can get Leprechaun. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Lionsgate Limited.
Help me, Rob. Those are the first Vestron 4K titles.
It is. You are correct. This is. I should have mentioned that. This is the first Vestron 4K title. The Substitute. And go read my article so somebody will read it. And they published my 9th Gate article. So there's Leprechaun, nice 4K steelbook. They always do such a nice job. And then, of course, we have, Cult. So that's Lionsgate Limited. Wait, I think I missed a Lionsgate. Did I miss a Lionsgate? Maybe not. Did I miss? What did I miss? The Substitute. No, maybe I didn't. And Leprechaun. There you go. No, I think I got them both. Now, Cult Epics is celebrating their 35th anniversary, and they're putting out some bangers. So it's their 35th anniversary, and they founded this in 1991. And so they have upcoming 4K and Blu-ray releases. They're putting out The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, which is a great animated film. So that's really exciting. But then they've got Criminal is coming out. They have Play with Fire is coming out, which I don't know much about these films, but hey, look at that. And then we have Tinto Brass, P.O. Box, Tinto Brass. Hey, if you like tits and ass, Tinto Brass is your man. What's not to love? And then of course VD. Now a movie called VD worries me. So I don't know much about VD, but the boss of the family business, VD, it's a factory for meat and contraceptives. It's also, the person who runs it is also the godfather of a strange company of the Van Dorn family, abuse of power, illegitimate children, semi-incest, manslaughter, abortion, promiscuity, unethical commerce, and all other kinds of degeneration and decadence. When the old gentleman has burned out the new generation takes on the torch. That's what VD is about. It sounds, like something that's happened ripped right out of the headlines. Just jacking. The director of the original Emmanuel. Girls. I think I showed this earlier, but it's part of their celebration for Cult Epics. So there you go. And then finally, we have another really great label, very, very specialty label, that I want to say this is their 3rd release. It might be their 4th release. To be honest, I am not sure. Celluloid Dreams. They always do it up right with the swag. Their transfers are great. They find really great Giallo films, and this is their latest. This is Paolo Cavara's The Black Belly of the Tarantula from 1971, co-starring Colleen Auger, Barbara Boucher, that alone. A serial killer has Rome on edge, paralyzing his victims, then proceeding to slice them open before their own eyes. This sadistic maniac must be stopped. Conflicted, burned out, and feeling overwhelmed, Inspector Tellini must find the madman before he claims another victim in a case that edges closer and closer to his personal life. And it stars 3 Bond girls. Claudine Auger, Barbara Boucher, and Rosella Falk. I didn't know that. Alongside another Bond alumnus, Giancarlo Giannini, a young Giancarlo Giannini. The Black Belly of the Tarantula is a giallo cornerstone that broke the genre wide open and became one of Italy's true classics. And you can only get this at the Celluloid Dreams website. And these discs are great. It comes with 3 Blu-rays and an 80-page booklet. So you go, Celluloid Dreams. I love you
4K,
guys.
Rob. One 4K and one 4K and then 2 Blu-rays.
That is correct. One 4K, and it's a restoration from the original camera negative, and it is an HDR presentation. There's new commentary tracks, a new English trailer, a new English double feature TV spot. There's a 22-minute documentary. There's all kinds of stuff. This sounds great.
80-page booklet.
80-page booklet. Black Belly of the Tarantula. Most excellent. And then we have the charts. Top-selling Blu-ray discs. These are all HD formats put together. Wicked for Good. Sinners, One Battle After Another. Clearly, 2001: A Space Odyssey was re-released. Tron Ares. The Wicked 2-film collection. The Matrix. Jurassic World Rebirth. The Shining and Boogie Nights. And the 4K only charts.
Just look, Rob, if you go back, the jump for Boogie Nights from 200 to number 10.
To number 10.
Previous week.
There you go. Boogie Nights is ever.
Snaption.
There you get it. You got to get Boogie Nights. And then the top-selling 4K discs: Wicked for Good, Sinners, 2001, The Matrix, Boogie Nights, One Battle After Another, Inception, Inglourious Bastards, Tron Ares, and The Departed. A lot of Warner re-releases there that should be got. So that is
almost all Warner titles.
They're all Warner titles. So that's all the news that's fit to print this week, or the news that I deemed fit to print. So, Dieter,
yes,
I think it's time for the live chat.
Okay, correct. And I say, previously on Let's Get Physical Media, considering Rob doing sometimes Midnight Metal, which goes often a little bit long. And here we go. Because, let me just see here, Cotton Kyle, Rob's refractory period never ceases to amaze me. He's always up to doing Let's Get Physical Media only hours later. And the only thing, he spilled his coffee last week.
The show must go on, Dieter. The show must go on.
Show must go on, correct. And Alex Sorba says, considering Rob spilled a little bit of his coffee last week, both can be true. You can both be hungover and spill your coffee. In fact, it's more likely. Matt,
True.
1372 says, Cold Storage was the winner for me this weekend. So fun seeing it in
It was
theater.
so much fun. I love Cold Storage.
Awesome. Alpinal, despite I'm a big old Besson fan, I'm skeptical about that Dracula movie. I already dislike his last one, Dogman. Well, I can tell you, Alpinal, it's fine, but it's not a return to form, just as Dogman wasn't either. Even if I like both, at least enough, Secular Monk, does anybody know when Avatar Fire and Ash is coming out on video on demand? I have no idea, because Disney is the company that leaves their movies the longest in theaters. But I would assume April, somewhere around April. Just an assumption for my end. Max had it on our show, the Ben-Hur disc. Rulard says that new Ben-Hur is one of the most impressive 4Ks I've ever seen. It's mind-blowing. Okay, Rob and I will have to hold out a little bit. BCH2, Rob explained a little bit. We had a super chat last week that came in about 4K and the difference to Blu-ray, and Rob said you have to have the right equipment. And BCH says you have to ask yourself, do you have the equipment? Well, do ya, punk? Yeah, equipment is important. Joseph says Robert Picardo tainting his Trek legacy with this mess that is, of course, Starfleet Academy. Captain J.T. Kirk says, Rob, I absolutely love your views of Starfleet Academy. You are fucking awesome.
Why,
Rob,
thank you.
Brett gladly takes that under his belly. Shonen Kaiju Keeper, the last Osgood Perkins movie, is really underrated. I enjoyed it. Okay, Nice to know. Todd Jones says, if they ever bring back Hogan's Heroes, Dieter could play him. We already know him from the Secret Exchange that he's got the acting chops. Yeah, the Razzie acting chops. Marco Craycat says, I watched Rob on Campia, and Major Chaija answered, again, glad you're here. This format is a little more fluid than Campia. Yeah, we are not running that tight of a ship as the bad Canadian kid. Stubble McShave, considering Rob and Max and myself only Stubble McShave. Dieter, what is your middle name? I can't afford a middle name, unlike the two Hollywood big shots here. Down is up, says Rob. Thanks, considering Midnight Metal. Rob, thanks for an incredible show last night, because I believe he was on it as a guest. And I'm enjoying the show today. All the best. So he was there for Let's Get Physical Media too. Jurassic Joey, considering the Midnight Metal with Dave Parker, last night was one for the books. It certainly was. Rob Michaels, I've been watching this show for a few years, and between Rob and Dieter, and now Max, my wallet hurts, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's what we
That's
like
good
to
to know.
hear.
Yeah. The Wagnerian blog, I have been thrown at the stream via YouTube algorithm. Anyone want to tell me what it's about? Curious. Well, at least it seems the algorithm was hopefully in your favor, but Major Chaija answered him in the live chat what our show is all about. Mike Gallagher, Rob, when he finally sees the Excalibur release, I did not know how empty was my soul until it was filled. He's still
mine has been shipped with Westworld.
Yeah, that's
So-
good. That's good. Good to know. John the Beagle Dead says, is there anything we can do to stop the freezing of 4K discs? And Adventure Square says, I had freezes occur on my Sony player quite randomly and looked it up. And John the Beagle Dead goes on, I'm sick of it. Just about every small boutique disc freezes. I have a Sony player also. My Star Trek set freezes in the same place all the time. So does F1. Considering Adventure Square and John the Beagle Dead, it's hard for us to tell why other people have perhaps a problem with a disc that freezes. But you both mentioning a Sony player, so perhaps I would say it's more likely that it is the player than there's actually wrong anything with the discs. Because if we would have problems, we would mention it or bring it up on the show. But considering an external analysis why discs are not playing or freezing up is hard to do. But considering you both mentioned the Sony player, perhaps it's the player itself. The Alex Sorber Adventure Ensa's Adventure. So the Alex Sorber, also the performance in Excalibur are all great. Yeah, if you consider everyone is playing in his own movie, then yes, the performances in Excalibur are great. John the Beagle Dead, no, this was the same, considering the freezing issues. The Alex Sorber, where do I have it? Here. Considering Rob showed last week the Time Crime 4K, I have the Umbrella set, which is not in 4K, but I'm like Alex Sorber, have an Umbrella released, but I didn't feel the need for a 4K upgrade. Yeah, this was already expensive, so I will not upgrade to 4K. That came out later. And Joe HH says, I prefer Triangle, which came out from Umbrella True. So these two definitely make a nice double feature. Considering time travel and loop stuff, they totally do. Steve Catania says, Dieter is the king of physical media art house. I would be careful to mention some statement like that, Steve Catania, because if you're saying like art house, perhaps your taste is questionable just as mine is. So you have to be careful. Drew Gordon, considering A Better Tomorrow 2. The theatrical version is great. Like I said, it was the first one I saw in the theater. Yeah, I can see it, but look at it again. Better Tomorrow 2 in the theatrical version, it's not that good. unfortunately. Not that good. I know Max said the work print is better. I can totally see that. But you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. The better quality or the better version. Considering the audio drama, Secular Monk, I would love a cameo from DIETER. Or DIETER could do the German translation for True Noir. So like the Polish dubbing, back in the day, you have one person who does all the voices and you hear the original track in the background. Okay. Secular Monk, Sentimental Value, the movie with Stellan Skarsgård, is the best film of 2025. It should win Best Picture this year, but won't. Yeah, don't see it happening. Drew Gordon, considering Rob showed in the news section the new Ilsa movie that's coming out, a third movie, and he says, no Ilsa Harem of the Oil Chicks. True, it's already out.
Yeah.
Harem, Keeper of the Oil Chicks. That Ilsa movie is already out. Perhaps you missed it. Tom Jr. Jackson, our moderator, is Deeds watching The Pit? Fortunately not. I have not started with The Pit, but I heard only good things with all the Emmy Awards. Todd Jones, considering I told Rob the movie The Plague, for me, the verisimilitude was a little bit wonky on that because when I was 12 or 14, I didn't drink vodka. Todd Jones says, at 12, DIETER wasn't drinking vodka, only beer per strict German law. And then I didn't have to go to my manager, Rob. I had to call it into the office to our showrunner because Des was unhappy. We missed his super chat, but I found it again. Rob, it was tied to the James Van Der Beek death and the stuff with Dawson's Creek and the song that was not, I believe, on the Blu-ray, the original song.
Oh, right.
And Des Doyle said,
song.
Netflix in the Des Doyle said in the super chat, Netflix paid for the Dawson's theme to be re-recorded by Paula Cole. That version is on the Blu-ray set. Had the pleasure of interviewing James, lovely guy. This was the last one from last week, Rob, from our showrunner, Des Doyle. Inofficial.
Wow. Well, there you go. That's exciting. So, well, hey.
Yeah.
That means that this show we've done well.
Yeah. And Rob, but I'm really, really looking forward to next week because for me, familiarity that doesn't suck. Scream 7 is coming out for me. And not only that, Rob, we have a new Resident Evil game coming out this Friday.
Yeah,
So
I
for
mean,
me,
doesn't
two big
Scream come
releases.
out? I think I'm going to the fan event this coming week.
Oh, nice.
There's a fan event. I'm going to go with Alvaro, and then I'm going to go see Pillion and a couple other movies. It's going to be a fun week, dude.
Yeah. The Alexander Skarsgård movie, Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
The I think it's a BDSM film about two guys. I'm curious to see how that goes. It's going to be successful in Germany, I'm
Certainly
sure.
nice double feature.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Let me just
look
check
up-
and make
we
sure
have
we get
some-
all the
some-
super chats and tips.
some super chats
You know,
left.
Paul from Twin Flicks.
Yeah.
Paul sends in a tip, and I'm thankful that he did this because he's reminding me that at 7:00 Pacific time, I will be on the Twin Flicks channel discussing True Noir. So tune in tonight, and I'll be on the Twin Flicks channel at 7 p.m. Pacific to talk the making of True Noir. So that's exciting. And so that'll be fun. And let me put, as a matter of fact, I will put the link he sent into the live chat so you can see that. Let me find where am I? I have to find I have many things open and I can't find the here, let me put that's not the live chat. Where did it go? Where's the live chat? It's I can tell
it disappeared
Here
for
it
a
is.
second.
Here
Here
it
too. But it's back.
Couldn't find it. Here you go. This is the link. You can go to the Twin Flicks channel and find me there. Channel Surf has become an Imagination Connoisseurs. Kelvin Wellborn says, Hogan's Heroes, can Dieter say, I know nothing? like Colonel Clink, or not? That's not Colonel Clink. That's his.
I don't know how he pronounce the sentence.
Oh, you just have to say
I know nothing.
Yeah, but you have to say, I know nothing. Deny, deny, deny.
I know nothing.
8-bit site says, since Marvel normally cuts the Avengers scripts up to prevent leaks, how can you be sure you have the correct script without compromising your source? Oh, I would say this. I don't have the Avengers script. I've never had the Avengers script. I was never in, how should I put this? I was never in possession of the Avengers script. I just went somewhere. That's all I can say. Yes, I've never been in possession of the.
Stumbled across, Rob. It was, like with now I'm forgetting his name, who left his script in the hotel room.
Oh yeah.
Stumbled across it.
It was something along those lines. But in terms of this, I can assure you what. Now here's the thing. I can actually give you the dates of what it was that I read, but they are doing reshoots, and there's been so many leaks. I mean, I don't know if they're going to change things or add things. The Marvel movies have always been iterative. Like they always design reshoots, and they cut things together, and they see how it works, and they go in and change things again. So I can assure you, I'm not even saying, did I read the script? Did I? I don't know. But if I did, I can assure you that what I read was fucking awesome. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. So, but again, I don't know how things changed. I wish that there's so much interest around this. I think there's no way to sort of, the fact that people they make videos every single day about something new dropped, most of it's a bunch of BS. But the one thing I will say is that the four teasers they released, the character teasers, really convey the tone of the movie. I think it's a very serious bit of business, but just like Infinity War and Endgame were, there's a lot of humor though still, but I'm really, 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 really excited for Avengers Doomsday. I think we're going to get something very, very special. So,
fingers crossed.
Yep, we'll see. Fingers crossed. And on that note,
alles was have to concentrate, Rob. Have to concentrate. Jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören. The switch hadn't worked, Rob. Between my wonky English and the German.
Richard Curtis has been a member of the channel for 13 months, and we will be having a member call next week. So there you go, people. And I would say that I want to thank everybody for generously supporting this channel via Super Chats and tips. I want to thank our moderating staff, everybody from Lord Toth to Darth Plato to, of course, the great Tom Jr. Jackson. And I want to thank Major Chai Chai for this badass T-shirt. And, therein lies the rub. I mean, we are good. So, by the way, I should notice that apparently the Justice Department, this is interesting, has opened an antitrust investigation into Netflix's bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. Clearly,
that's what I wanted to ask you. The one question: do we have heard anything about the Paramount ultimatum that 1 week?
No, but clearly the government is on one side of this merger, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. This was not, of course, unexpected, but we'll see how it goes. And Fortune magazine is reporting that the U.S. spent $30 billion to ditch textbooks for laptops and tablets, and the result is that Generation Z is the first generation less cognitively capable than their parents. They can't read.
No.
Oops.
The only thing, Rob, perhaps quick, can you tell us a little bit BAFTA winners? Since the BAFTAs
you
were on?
Yeah, the BAFTAs
You
I
do
think
have-
are on tonight, like at 8
Yeah.
o'clock Pacific time. Let me go. By the way, there was a big in Puerto Vallarta. There was a big cartel attack. I don't know what that means, but
Ooh. Okay.
things are blowing up there, which isn't good. So let's see the BAFTAs. Here we go.
Okay.
One battle after another takes best film, but I'll give you the full winners list. Let me go to the bottom. I'll go to the bottom and read to the top. British short film. The winner is This Is Endometriosis. I think that's how you pronounce it. Best British short animation. Two Black Boys in Paradise. Best visual effects, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Best sound, not surprising, F1. Best production design, Frankenstein. Best original score, Ludwig Göransson for Sinners.
Winners.
Best makeup and hair, Frankenstein. Best costume design, my girl Kate Hawley, my favorite New Zealand costume designer, has won for Frankenstein.
Ooh.
I have a total crush on Kate Hawley. She's great. Best film editing, One Battle After Another. Best cinematography, One Battle After Another.
Ooh.
Casting, I Swear, Lauren Evans. Best supporting actor, Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. Best supporting actress, Wunmi Mosaku from Sinners. Best actor, best leading actor was Robert Aramayo from I Swear, taking it from Leonardo and Timothy Chalamet and Ethan Hawke and Michael B. Jordan and Jesse Plemons. Of course, this is no surprise. Jessie Buckley won for Hamnet for Best Actress. Best Screenplay was Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. That's Best Adapted Screenplay. Best Original Screenplay was Ryan Coogler. As I said, Best Director is One Battle After Another, Paul Thomas Anderson. Children and Family Film is Boong. Boong, I think it's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
The Best Animated Film is Zootopia 2, which in Britain is called Zootropolis 2. That one Best Animated
Here's Zoomania,
Film.
Rob. In Germany, it's called Zoomania.
Oh, there you
Three
go.
Different titles.
The documentary, Mr. Nobody Against
Yeah.
Putin. So there you go. Films not in the English language, Sentimental Value, 1.
Ooh.
Good
Nice.
choice.
Nice.
Outstanding debut by a British writer, director, or producer, My Father's Shadow, 1. Outstanding British film, Hamnet. Chloe Zhao's Hamnet wins. And the best film overall, One Battle After Another. There are the
Little bit.
BAFTAs.
Little bit look to the future. What
Look
perhaps
to the future, yes, indeed.
Nice.
So there you go.
So surprised about the actor who won the BAFTA.
Yeah.
Against Marty, against Timothée.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Surprising. Okay.
All right, man.
Little bit of academy, or a little bit of awards here at the end of the show.
Yep. Very
So we
excited.
will see you next week.
You'll see me next week. And everybody, thanks for being here. And remember, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen. So thanks very much.